ladies and gents, let's shuffle on because Disney CEO Bob Iger feels overwhelmed and exhausted during the company slump report. Now, you've only just sent this to me, but do you want to break this down? What is this?
Well, apparently, Bob's feeling like he shouldn't have taken the gig. I think you should just read the article because it's brilliantly written. It's not too long.
All right. Well, Walt Disney Company CEO Bob Iger has reportedly been left overwhelmed and exhausted by the challenge of righting the ship at the Mouse House, whose tanking stock has spurred activist investor Nelson Peltz to further boost his stake in the firm. Obviously, we just covered that. People in Iger's inner circle told Bloomberg News that the CEO, who recently returned to helm the company with great fanfare, that's actually what rose the stock hilariously, and then he tanked it after the disastrous tenure of his handpicked successor, Bob Chapek, who was never in charge. We know that now. And it annoys me that no article recognizes that. It really does annoy me. Has often joked to confidants, why did I come back? Peltz, who called off his proxy fight with Disney in February after Iger committed to a $5.5 billion cost-cutting spree, which included laying off 7,000 employees, has lost confidence in the CEO's ability to turn the company's fortunes around, according to the Wall Street Journal. In May, after Disney reported poor second quarter earning results, which stemmed mostly from its money-losing streaming division, we've said here many times Disney Plus has never made money. It does not make money. Iger and Peltz spoke by telephone. That'd be weird if they spoke by television. According to the Journal, during the conversation, Iger reportedly sought to reassure Peltz that Disney was on the right footing despite investor sentiment. So that's hilarious. But Peltz and his team at Trian Fund Management decided to boost his stake in Disney from 6.4 million shares to 30 million shares as the company's stock continued to decline over the summer. That makes Trian, which has over 8.5 billion.
Is that their real name? Try and fund it.
Wow. Oh, that's funny. Try and fund it. Yeah. They've got 8.5 billion under management, one of Disney's largest investors with a stake valued at $2.5 billion, and sets Peltz up to finally get the board seats he's been vying for since early this year. So in March of 2021, Disney stock reached an all-time high with $191 share. So again, ladies and gentlemen, when we say that they're tanking, they really are tanking. March of 2021, 2 years ago, they had $191 per share. They were under $80 per share last week, and it's only because of Nelson Peltz that they have stayed above $80 per share. So that says something, right? That says something. So since then, however, Disney's stock price has been down below more than 50%. They say it was trading at $84.50 a share as of Tuesday morning, only because of Nelson Peltz. Last Wednesday, Disney stock closed at $78 a share, its lowest level in more than 9 years. So Trian, which Peltz co-founded in 2005, thinks Disney shares are significantly undervalued, according to the Journal, and has been putting pressure on Iger, who signed an extension to remain at the helm of the House of Mouse through to 2026, technically 2032, if I remember rightly, to reverse Disney's stock decline. Iger, meanwhile, has been taking steps to increase the company's profits, including jacking up the price of Disney Plus and also password sharing. They're going to clamp down on that. Good luck. No one's going to keep there, then, are they really? So Iger is reportedly looking to unload Disney's television assets, including ESPN, All Sports Empire, that has seen its audience reach decline in an era of fragmented internet and media. So he's tired, he's exhausted, he's overwhelmed. I would be too if I came back to this absolute shit show. Perfect time for a hostile takeover, don't you think?
I'm with you. I mean, I wanted this to happen last year. I think if it happened last year, everything would be in a little bit different situation. I think that it was inevitable. Bob never should have come back. He's all he's done is destroy his legacy. When he left abruptly. He did so because he saw the writing on the wall with the global crisis and everything else that was going to fall behind him. He was one of the many hundreds of CEOs that left their posts in 2018 and 2019. We saw a massive executive leadership exodus that happened during that period of time. But that's a broader conversation. To return to Disney, I would say that It's overdue. His return really only further illustrated that the infrastructure that he established, the leadership that he put in place, had gone beyond what anybody could control, as far as leaning them into performance rather than into politics. And the politics are the things they're paying for, and everybody in the world can deny that, but that is exactly what's killing the company right now.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I mean, I did a report earlier this week, or earlier this week, from that Daily Wire report, which had some polling on it, which indicated, and it's specific. Daily Wire is important in reference to this conversation because it's very specifically targeted to the sort of favorability of Disney with conservatives in the US demographic. So that's why Daily Wire is the reference point before everyone gets all weird and uppity. And it's staggeringly bad. And I made a video on it and I said, well, look, let's just say it's 50-50 split Democrat Republican across America, because a lot of people, just as an FYI, I'm aware it may not be that, and a lot of people cite actual documentation and actual data. It's important to note many people don't actually openly admit their political leanings, especially in this day and age when anything slightly right of center or even slightly right of left is deemed alt-right and right-wing and is a buzzword for as being a racist bigot, etc. So people are very reluctant to admit their political leanings in this day and age. But if you were going to split the country down the middle 50-50, it's like 60% of people are incredibly unfavorable towards Disney at this point in time. They just hate it, across that side of the aisle, which is not what you want, because they are the ones with money. They are the ones with kids, because, ladies and gents, by and large, massive amounts of incredibly left-leaning Democratic supporting voters won't have children, because that's that demographic. They are not interested in wholesome family values by and large. And so Disney's pissed off their actual target market, which is the family. Moronic. Absolutely moronic.
Well, and again, and
possibly do for your family-based business.
Well,
and also they're the ones with money, because they're not because they buy into capitalism, i.e., they have to work hard for their money. So they go out and work hard. Whereas left-leaning people, Democrat supporting people, generally speaking, by and large, want money to be grown on trees.
There's that, and then there's the fact that Disney has been stepping away from their family brand, and stepping away is not the right description. Sprinting away from their family brand because they just dove into gambling with a vengeance, with a zest. They partnering up with Penn Entertainment, and they've been exploring this under Iger for almost 12 years now. How do I know that? Because they were running surveys for their more well-to-do patrons, sending them out via email or in participatory surveys at theme parks to see how people felt about gambling and if Disney actually put a foot in gambling. And for the very longest time, it was not something that they were told by the general public that it was a good idea to dip their foot into. And yet here they are sprinting just absolutely towards it and well away from families. And they've done that at every turn since 2013, and it really accelerated starting 2015. So it is what it is. But
yeah, absolutely absurd. Tom, you stayed awfully quiet, chap. You got anything to jump in on this with?
No, I just agree with you guys. I mean, you're hitting all the main points that I would say already. That's kind of the problem. I
bet you, Tom, if you were on camera, we'd see quite a lot of you tinkering away on your computer on other things. I bet you I'm wrong.
That happens. Yes.
You don't want to actually see what he's tinkering with. I don't think.
No, that backdrop projector. There was something else being projected on that screen.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
Dear, oh dear.
And
anyway.
You know what? Mr. Tickle Trunk is right. It isn't the liberals; it's the leftists. That's correct. Yes.
This is true.